Hi, this is John Kelderman with American Republic Insurance, your Medicare tutor. Um, this month, actually, I wrote an article for the Waukee Living magazine, and basically it talked a little bit about how Medicare agents are paid. And I think it's such an important subject because there's been some bad press. In fact, recently there was a Wall Street Journal article that talked about the Joe Namath ads and how they've had to make some adjustments in what's said in those ads because there's some things that are misleading in there. And as I can tell you, as one Medicare agent, and this probably represent a lot of the local agents, certainly, that we're not big fans of those ads anyway. But anyway, and so there's always a concern on the motivation of agents and how we serve our clients and what's our motivation and all that. So, but really what Medicare has been trying to do is they've actually been trying to incentivize people to go to, for instance, the Medicare.gov site and shop for plans there. And then additionally, they encourage people to use ship volunteers. Ship volunteers are they're called. They're volunteers, usually retired folks, and they kind of part time help people understand Medicare and navigate that whole thing. And really, what I would say is, what I think is hard for people to get their arms around or their minds around is the amount of training and experience that a Medicare agent gets. And think about this: every year we do 100 hours worth of training to recertify and educate ourselves on Medicare, and a lot of it is just review, but it's good review. One of the tests is AHIP. That takes a large portion of that time. And then we have to recertify with every carrier. And if you're like me, I represent probably 95%, maybe even 98% of the carriers that are available in this market. So there's a lot to do there. So not all of them require a recertification, but certainly the Medicare Advantage and drug plans do. So there's a big investment there, a lot of training there. And then additionally to that, if I spend about 60 hours a week in this business, I'm relatively inexperienced from a Medicare agent standpoint. There's a lot of agents out there with 10, 15 years experience. But I have over 8,000 hours in already. If you figure 60 hours a week, I'm almost getting close to 4 years. It adds up. So certainly there's a good number of us that have a lot of experience that are able to help people. And as far as our motivation and how we are actually paid, just get to the nuts and bolts of this whole situation is basically on a Medicare supplement, we're paid on a percentage. It's pretty much a fixed percentage, no matter what plan we put on, or not a fixed percentage. It's a percentage of the premium of that plan. And um, the other side of it is for Medicare Advantage, it's more of a fixed amount that we get paid every month. These amounts are heavily regulated by the federal government, state government, and state insurance boards. So it's not wild west. We are required by our license to always put people in a better situation. I'm not saying that every Medicare agent, especially some of the ones that you deal with on the phone, probably are not necessarily looking out the best. But I can tell you from my experience with a lot of the local agents that I work with, especially the ones at American Republic, we're passionate about helping our clients and making sure they do the right thing. And I think the most important thing of all, and if you can take away one thing, is that we get paid. You don't pay us. We get paid by the carrier. You pay the same whether you go to Medicare.gov or you go to SHIP or no matter how you do it. The again, not to put down any of those other two methods, but those ways do not have a live agent that actually has experience dealing with the carriers, and that's important. We know kind of what it's like to deal with the different carriers and what that experience is like. Um, and they're all pretty good for the ones that we represent, certainly. But again, we're going to give you some insight that you're just not going to get in other places, and you don't pay anything extra for it. And the most important thing of all is that an agent kind of makes their living is it's actually small amounts of premiums. This isn't We're not talking big bucks here. And the only way an agent can make it in this business is if they keep their clients and they keep them happy. So every year we review plans with our clients. We go over their drugs. We go over everything that they're doing to make sure they're still on the right plan, that everything's getting covered the way it's supposed to get covered. And it's just part of what we do. And the only way we keep clients is to make sure that they're in a competitive plan. We on a Medicare supplement, if you're healthy, you can shop that plan every year. It's regulated by government. Plan G is a Plan G. Um, and as far as I'm concerned, the one thing that I love about this business is the educational part, and that's why I'm doing this. Is I'm passionate about educating people and making sure that they understand how Medicare works, and that's that experience alongside that education is why people really, I think, I guess I'd like to think they like dealing with me as opposed to some of the other agents out there. But there's a lot of good agents. Just my credo is buy local. Um, you know, if you need somebody, I'd be more than happy to serve you. If you've got a good agent, keep them close. But really, that's it in a nutshell. John Kelderman, American Republic. You can go to my website, keldermaninsurance.com, if you want my contact information, and love to help. Thanks.